that God gave us our son for a reason.
They lost their son to a severe allergic reaction to peanuts. They're sharing their heartache in the hopes of helping other families living with food allergies.
Something needs to be done.
Bill and Nancy Swink devoted their lives to protecting their son, who suffered from a severe peanut allergy.
In fact, they spoke with our Sandra Ali, opening up about their grief, wanting everyone to understand just how serious food allergies can be.
He just loved being around people.
Chandler Swink had a smile that could light up a room. Like most teenagers, Chandler loved sports cars. The avid swimmer and lacrosse player was popular and always had a lot of friends.
He had a gift, he had a smile, and he knew how to talk to people.
Chandler also had a level 6 nut allergy, the most severe of its kind. Doctors discovered it when he was 2.
My son didn't pick this. We have no idea how he ended up with the allergy.
When Chandler started kindergarten, his parents, Bill and Nancy, were determined to do everything they could to protect their little boy.
I was the school baker for 12 years. I did all the baking for all the parties.
The Swinks did their homework. They developed a plan, and eventually, Chandler knew the routine.
He had it down to a science. I mean, no matter where he went, peanut butter, peanut oil, peanut flour. And if they had either one of those or they didn't know, he would leave.
Chandler's entire school district went peanut-free, but that brought on new challenges for the family.
They were sending in jokes and, signs, putting signs on his back.
The kids teased Chandler and called him names.
Peanut boy. Just ridiculing him, ridiculing our family.
That continued through high school, but Bill and Nancy say Chandler never let it get him down.
I know deep down inside, he hurt. He hurt from all those years, but he never, ever complained. Never.
The 19-year-old sophomore loved going to college at Oakland University, where he studied nursing.
He was the happiest kid I have ever seen in my entire life. Nobody knew who he was. He wasn't labeled. He wasn't the peanut boy.
But Chandler always remained vigilant. He knew how protective his parents had always been. It was the phone call every parent dreads.
They were telling us that there was a problem and that we needed to get to St. Joe's immediately.
Earlier that night, Chandler had been with friends at an off-campus apartment. At some point, he came into contact with peanut butter. Chandler told his friends he felt sick and that his lips and tongue were starting to feel funny. Nancy and Bill would later find out Chandler left the apartment, used his EpiPen, then drove himself to the hospital where he went into cardiac arrest. Chandler collapsed before security guards finally saw him and brought him inside.
He was just so bloated, and the nurses looked at me like they had no idea what to say to me at that point. And I was trying to say, Chan, I'm here, it's okay. He squeezed my hand. Called my parents and said, if you want to see your son for the last time, you need to come up.
Chandler spent more than a week in a coma.
We did a lot of praying. I never left the hospital.
When his condition didn't improve, the Swinks say they knew it was time to say goodbye.
We had to let him go.
The hardest part? Not knowing exactly what really happened in that off-campus apartment.
There's so many questions as to why, how, what if, that you just can't answer them.
The days and weeks following Chandler's death remain a blur for the Swinks. Thousands turned out for Chandler's funeral. Oakland University posthumously honored Chandler with a certificate for his accomplishment. The Swinks made a promise to honor Chandler by teaching others about living with food allergies.
Because it is becoming so common, along with, wheat allergies, egg allergies, milk allergies. Those allergies are just as severe as a peanut or a tree nut allergy.
People just don't get it. They don't understand it. And they think it's not going to affect them. In hindsight, though, it's eventually going to catch up to everybody. And if you don't fix it now, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse.
Go, Joey!
On this night, Chandler's softball team is taking the field one player short. Amidst all their grief, Bill and Nancy find comfort, remembering the precious lesson their son taught them before his life was so tragically cut short.
He was the one that taught us. Don't let it bother you, Mom. Just go with it.
He may be gone, but he's certainly not forgotten.
This is for you, buddy. We love you, man. Chandler!
The Swinks say they will not only fight for more awareness of food allergies, but for regulatory changes affecting food production. That's why Local 4 is dedicating tomorrow to special coverage to help families living with food allergies. Karen?
Thanks, Sandra. 1 out of 13, or 2 out of every classroom, has a food allergy. At 6 a.m., what schools are doing to protect your kids and what changes you'll see in the classroom. Dr. McGeorge.
It's the question many parents are asking. Why are we seeing so many food allergies now compared to when we were kids? I'll introduce you to a local expert with a very personal interest in the issue. Hear her theory on what could be driving the increase and whether some food allergies could be prevented. Ruth?
Going to a